But what? We have a surprise for you. Joining us right now for an all-out look back on Creamline's performance in the PVL Bubble is none other than the six-time best setter herself, the Jia-mazing, one of my personal favorite setters, if you ask me, Miss Gia Morado. Welcome to Sports Desk, Gia. Hi, Gia. Good morning.
Hi, Andre. Good morning.
Thank you. Fine. It's been a while since we had you here on the show, right? I think that was, I can't even remember.
It's been a while.
Pre-pandemic pa, Gia. Grabe. And ngayon, you're engaged and fresh off the bubble. Congratulations, first of all, on winning that silver medal. I know you wanted the main prize, but still, you guys had that stellar performance. Impressive run nonetheless for you guys. Especially since ang daming bago ngayon sa PVL, maraming malalakas na teams. Overall, G, what did you think of Creamline's performance itong conference inside the bubble?
Well, I think given the circumstances na for the past 2 years nga, we've been, on and off the court because of ECQ and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We did home training. We've been away from our team for so long, and then few months before the tournament, tsaka lang kami nakatrain together. Versus yung usual na year-long preparations na we're accustomed to. I can say I'm really happy with what we've achieved as a team kasi coming into the bubble, we were all physically strong naman talaga. But we knew we had a lot to brush up on in terms of skills, in terms of chemistry. So thinking about it now, how we started before the bubble and how we finished the conference, we know there's a lot more potential. We know there are so many things that we can improve on in the future, and we're just really excited about what can happen in the future.
I am too. I am excited as well. And your new reinforcements just really clicked in well with the system that you already have. Grabe, G, yung 7 straight podium finishes. Kanina ko pa binabanggit yun sa PVL. 7 straight podium finishes. Combined to with both reinforced and open conference. And not a lot of teams can say that, Gia. What's it like to be part of that kind of streak? I mean, did you ever imagine joining this team that you would be in for this kind of success? And 7 straight podium finishes.
Actually, ngayon ko lang naalala na 7 na pala in a row.
Grabe, no?
But it's great. It's really great. Like, we're very grateful, but if anything, we're very aware that finishing on the podium is very hard. It's not easy,
For sure.
definitely. So I know for every team, for every athlete, it's very big to be able to finish on the podium, especially after how many hours you've sacrificed in training, especially now in the bubble na months away from the family. So that kind of sacrifice, finishing on the podium makes it all worth it. And also, of course, with yung Creamline management namin, who has always treated us like family, just like everyone in Rubisco, we want to be able to give back din naman sa mga taong nag-aalaga at sumusuporta sa amin. So being able to finish on the podium, I know it makes them proud, it makes them happy, and it's really big for everyone in the team talaga.
You did mention it's been really difficult and a lot of sacrifices. This year's Open Conference was like no other. Of course, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and not only is the first conference since the PVL became a pro league, but was also held in a bubble. Sabi ko nga, COVID ngayon, pandemic, ECQ, you've been away from your family since April. How tough was that for you, both physically and, of course, especially mentally?
Oh, where do I start? Well, physically naman, it's given fatigue kicks in. And so we really had to do everything we can para maka-recover. So, and not a lot of people are aware naman na recovery is much, much more than just sleeping. It's taking care of our bodies. It's giving time for our bodies and our muscles to recover so that we're able to perform the best way we can. But I think for me, personally, the harder part was the mental aspect of it, because we're not used to being in a bubble. We're not used to 24/7 thinking about volleyball, thinking about training. We don't even have time to think about any doubts, any bad games, any errors, because we have to think about the next game. So being away from our loved ones, that was a big factor for us also. And the usual life and volleyball balance na we had it was something that could help us cope with the game. And it's something that was very challenging for us to find within the bubble. Though it's possible, it's harder
Of course.
that we're not able to do the things that we're used to doing
Yeah.
before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But ano naman, we're very grateful naman that we were given the chance
Siyempre.
to play again on the court after so long. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was the first time that we did it.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
it's possible naman pala talaga.
Well, you did mention the fans also because you were all in a bubble. You also had to play without the fans in the stands, and it's been a while
Yeah.
since you and Eliza had to play without lots of people watching you live. You've been used to that in college, like just fans, watching, cheering, shouting with you while you girls are playing. Did you miss that kind of atmosphere, or did it help in a way lessen, the pressure? Kasi kayo-kayo lang eh. Kayo-kayo lang yung nagkakarinigan dun eh.
Yeah. Well, we've been there before naman. We've had our experiences playing in empty arenas and everything, but
True.
yeah, it was a very different experience playing within the bubble without the fans kasi other than us cheering for each other, as in kami na lang talaga yung nagkakarinigan sa loob ng court. In our games before, we get a lot of power and confidence also from our fans or loved ones cheering us on from the sidelines. So we didn't have that. We had to be our own cheerleaders. We had to be our teammates' cheerleaders talaga as an extra effort talaga this time. But we made peace naman with the fact na we knew the people who were supporting us, the people who loved us, were cheering from where they were. And yun na lang talaga iniisip namin. And that was more than enough to, get us through the bubble and through the games.
The bubble was a challenge. The compressed schedule was a challenge. And then, dagdag mo pa, Gia, yung fact na you had to face 2 6+ footers nung finals in Dindin and Jaja Santiago. I mean, you faced them before, G, but how much tougher was it now going against them? What was it like setting against, oh my, there's Jaja on one end, then there's Dindin. Did you have to change your approach in setting up your spikers?
Well, of course, like how we prepare for every team, it's a different game plan depending who we're going up against. So, yeah, syempre we had to change things up going up against the Santiago sisters because we respect them so much. We know how much experience and how much passion they're going to bring to the game. So Coach Tai is very aware of that also. And we did our best to be able to prepare against them talaga given, the height advantage. And syempre, we know Cherry really did their part also in preparing against us like we did for them. So going into the game naman, we knew we had to step up on defense. We knew we had to step up on speed and everything. And in the end naman, we left everything on the court. We have no regrets. We know the mistakes we made. We know everything that we can bring into the next season. Kasi regardless naman whether we win or lose, we know it's a learning experience. And we learned a lot from the Santiago sisters also.
Well, G, diyan ka lang muna. You can drink some water or relax a bit. Mahaba-haba pa itong kwentuhan natin, G. We still have with us today, volleyball star, one and only Jia-mazing Jia Morado of the Creamline Cool Smashers, fresh off that PVL Bubble in Ilocos. G, Creamline was one of the teams that stayed practically intact heading into the PVL Bubble, but you did add a few crucial pieces, including your breakout star, Tots Carlos. And I say breakout kasi syempre, while we know she is a scoring machine, she's coming into an already loaded team that you have. Lots of big names in your lineup. Pero grabe, no? Tots managed to hold her own and even led your team in scoring in some games. What can you say, Gia, about Tots Carlos' evolution of her game and her performance playing with her? What was it like setting for Tots Carlos?
Well, si Tots kasi I've seen her play even in college, so I know she has a lot to offer. And the way her playing has evolved through the years, we knew na she would bring a lot to the table coming into Creamline. And it's so fun being her teammate because she has so much energy and she's so open to learning all the time. Like she's a star in her own right, but she knows she has a lot to learn also, and we have a lot to learn from her. So pagkarating naman ng game, I'm happy na I was able to establish a connection with her. She's like, as in, Ate Gia, bigay mo lang sa akin yung bola, ako
Wow.
bahala. Ganong level. And
Wow.
I like hearing that from my spikers. And I hear that from all of my spikers. That's the best talaga for me as a setter. So I'm very thankful talaga that we have thoughts in our lineup, and I know we have a lot more more good things coming for us in the future.
Thank you for sharing that, G. And not a lot of people share that na yung sabi mo nga, no? That's nice. Sasabihin ng spiker na, Ate Gia, bigay mo lang sa akin. And that means a lot for you as a setter. Ikaw, ang galing-galing mo mag-set kahit ano pa yan, di ba? Kahit ano pa yung first ball, kahit gaano kasama, kayang-kaya ni Gia Morado set yan. Pero it means a lot for you na just to toss it up to your spikers. Siyempre, ikaw, G,
Yeah.
kaya nga grabe ka pa rin, G. Still, the best setter, I should say that in a Bruce Buffer voice, and still in the PVL, and that's even after several teams joined in. How does it feel, Gia, to win your 6th straight Best Setter award? Are you used to it by now?
No, of course not. Like it's not something that I consciously aim for every conference kasi syempre volleyball is a team sport. The best award we can get is a team award talaga. So, and I know I won't be able to get an individual award if it weren't for my teammates who really stepped up on defense, stepped up on receiving, and overall anything good that happens in volleyball is really team effort. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the Best Setter award. It's a bonus talaga. But at the end of the day, I know any team award is better than individual awards.
Well, gee, speaking of that best setter streak, now let's find out the answer to our quiz question of the day. Again, Gia, the question I asked was, you, Miss Gia Morado, has won the last 6 best setter awards in the PVL's club tournaments. Who was the last setter to win the title before Jia-mazing streak? Gia, do you know who?
Andre, do you know who?
Don't give me that. Well, to be honest, a while ago I had a hard time. I don't know. I really don't. I had to ask my executive producer for that answer. But do you?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, nakalaban mo siya, nakaharap mo siya in the finals. The answer is Jasmine Nabor. She won the Best Setter award. Yes, that was the same reaction I gave her. That was award the 2017 Reinforced Conference as a member of Bali Pure back then. Of course, this was before you joined Creamline for the 2017 Open Conference. And as they say, the rest was history. You actually got to face Jasmine during the finals. And syempre, siya yung setter ng Cherry Tigo. And ever since naman, Gia, she transitioned to that position. She's been very, very vocal. Etong si Jasmine, how much Jasmine idolizes you. She even said after the finals, Gia, na ang sarap ng feeling na ikaw yung kalaban niya. She said you inspire her and she hopes she made you proud. What can you say about this when you hear your counterpart mo sa kalaban say that, and how much this girl idolizes and looks up to you?
If there's anything that makes me happy talaga, it's seeing setters from where they began. Like I've seen Jasmine play back in college and where she is right now. Grabe talaga yung evolution of play niya. She learned so much, not just from me, I'm sure she has seen setters from different teams, from international also, and she has applied that to her game, and I'm sure that's one big factor why they were able to finish as champions this conference. And I've had the pleasure of being her teammate also back in the national team.
That's right.
I've seen how open she is. I've seen how she communicates with her spikers also, which is very important as a setter. And I'm sure she has a long way to go pa. As in, ang dami pa niyang may improve sa galing niya na yan. And marami pa siyang papahirapan na mga kalaban niya. So yes, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of her also for what she's achieved.
That's nice. That's nice too. You're such a class act, diba? Na you're such a idol ka niya, ate. And then, grabe din naman yung evolution and transition nga ni Jasmine Nabor ever since her UAAP days. G, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. I can't stress that enough. Pero syempre, ayaw nating huminto ulit ng matagal ang PVL. I'm sure the fans also don't. If the league does decide to hold another bubble, are you in for it?
Yeah, of course. Any chance to play, I'm sure all of us will be willing to. And after this first bubble, I'm sure there will be a lot to improve in terms of, organizing it, schedule-wise, and also for the teams in terms of preparation. Because we know at the end of the day, as much as we do want to play, we want to be able to prepare for it properly, be able to perform the best we can. So whatever needs to be adjusted and optimized talaga in terms of schedule, in terms of organization, I'm sure it will happen naman and we'll be ready for it.
Roommate mo daw ulit si MG, Michelle Gumabaw.
Sa Ate Michelle?
Yeah.
She's my best friend.
Yeah, syempre magkasama kayo eh. G, again, just stay where you are. I was just trying to elicit a reaction from you. Gia Morad will still be with us after this quick break. I miss doing this. Okay, here's a question. Oh, hold on. I have to get used to this. Again, Gia, this question comes from @Kristinel on Instagram, and she wants to know who is the best setter for you, or top 3 in the current generation, Gia.
In the current generation,
Yeah.
My top 3,
Yes.
in no particular order.
Go ahead.
Jasmine would be in my top 3.
Okay,
Jasmine Nabor, Dina Wong, and I'd have to say Louie Romero. I'm very excited for her also. I know she has a lot to offer.
All right. Thank you for sending in that question, Kristinel. And thank you, Gia, for answering. This next question comes from Iris on Instagram. Here it is. And her question is, she wants to know, Gia, how did you manage your body, your weight? Did you even go on a diet?
Yeah, we had to watch our nutrition talaga kasi we know whatever we put in our bodies, it affects how we play. And like I mentioned earlier, we really had to do everything we can to recover the fastest way we can, the best way we can. So yeah, we had to avoid the usual snacks as much as possible, though food makes us happy talaga.
I don't know anyone who doesn't, food doesn't make them happy. I'm guilty of that too. Thank you for answering. Thank you, Iris, for sending in that question. Ito naman si Zenny Galaran, and she wants to know, Gia, may PH volleyball players ka po bang gustong maging kalaro aside sa CCS, AWVT, and national team? Meaning sa Ateneo Women's Volleyball Team, and sa Creamline, and sa national team. So basically, among those na di mo pa nakakalaro before.
That's a hard question because it's a lot. There are a lot of players I haven't been teammates with.
Yeah.
Oh,
top of mind.
Hard. Someone I haven't been teammates with before.
Yes.
From Creamline, Ateneo, and national team.
Yes.
Andre.
Sabi mo na lang, ako na lang.
Sige, si Andre na lang. Si Andre na lang.
Gusto niya ako makalaro. Ako magiging setter ni Gia Morado. Or spiker niya. Ito, next question, G. Here's a question from Kay Malapre and at KMLLPR. And she wants to know, how did you work on your one-hand sets? Maganda to. I've been wanting to ask this for the longest time. How hard is it to execute, lalo na sa crucial points of the match? Hirap na. One-hand set?
Well, it's the things na you guys see on the game. It's something that we've tried and practiced millions of times during training. So training is where we're able to do things without actually risking any points as compared to just doing it for the first time in the match. Those one-hand sets or yung mga high-risk na dig pass sets, those are something na we've practiced naman
So may drills
in
kayo?
training na, wow, nagagawa pala natin yun.
Wait. So, tama naman, I believe that. Even the late great Kobe Bryant said, di ba, you have to practice those jump shots that you would actually do in a game. So, ikaw, ginagawa mo yun. May drills ba kayo for that one-hand set, G? May drills ba for that specifically?
Well, yeah, kasi if we can't control where the ball goes, so in situations that the ball is almost over the net, we do have to make do with what we get. So
Okay.
if a one-hand set is how we keep the ball alive, we have
Yeah.
to be able to execute that talaga.
Yeah.
And we practice it in training.
Okay, so yeah, see, Gia practices those one-hand sets, and I believe her. This next one, this fan, MYLV_Nabong wants to know, if you are not a setter, Gia, what position will you play in volleyball? Good question.
I think I've always wanted to be a spiker, but I'd rather be a libero right now.
Because?
I think, yeah, a libero is what I want to be. I don't know. I experienced being a libero back in my early years as a volleyball player, and iba pa rin yung feeling na you're able to put up balls and help set up plays also from my position. Like, as a libero naman, my job is not just to, put up balls and give it to
Yes.
the setter. Sometimes I'm also the setter
Yeah.
as a libero. So, I don't know.
Okay.
It's more satisfying to be able to dig up hard spikes also
Yeah.
for me.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see. I think I can see you more of a, kasi you're also a defensive player eh. Kumbaga kaya mo naman din na, to dive on the floor and to be a libero. So I can imagine that. Okay, this last one, finally from @Fierceline. Nice username. And she wants to know, any piece, Gia, of advice to those setter like you? Ate Gia, may mga advice ka ba na gusto mo ipayo sa mga young setters like Jasmine who also look up and idolize you?
For setters siguro, it's a step-by-step process talaga na you really have to brush up on your basics first. And even Olympians had to start from where you guys are. I had to start from where you guys are. So you take it day by day, you learn what you can. You don't just limit your learnings within your circle. You also have to watch other players, how they do it. You have to watch international tournaments, international setters, how they do it. Kasi that's the best way to learn. You have to be open. You have to open up your horizon talaga.
Yeah.
Kasi volleyball is a universal language and you will learn a lot talaga from other players. Talaga.
Well, thank you for answering those questions, G. And thank you, Fierceline, and to everyone who sent in those questions. Napakarami on social media. Pasensya na ako, di namin nabasa lahat. Gia, marami rin actually nagtatanong online about your upcoming wedding. How's that how's that planning going with Miguel?
It's doing very good naman. Miguel is very hands-on with it. Thankfully, while I was in the bubble, he was very hands-on with the planning. And right now, yeah, we're doing the best we can to be able to complete whatever we have to complete to make it in time sa November wedding namin. Yeah.
Exciting times for you and Miguel. Congratulations in advance. Now, before I let you go, Gia, lastly,
Thank you.
your message to all your fans na hindi nakanood nga sa bubble and just continue to support you ever since your collegiate days. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much to all of our fans, all of the Creamline and PVL fans talaga for cheering from where you are. Know that we were thinking of you also the whole time. Ramdam namin yung pagmamahal at suporta niyo sa amin. Also to the Rubisco management for taking care of us the whole pandemic also and helping us prepare also for the conference. See you all sa next tournament, and we're very excited to be able to play in front of you again.
Gia, maraming salamat. It's nice talking to you again, my friend. Thank you, and the best of luck again to you, Creamline.
Thank you.
And congrats in advance to you and Miguel. Ingat ka, G. See you. Again, we just had the Jia-mazing Jia Morado, the Creamline Pool Smashers.